A very good day to you and welcome to Herman Manyora's YouTube channel. My name is Jedel Cabrera. Absolutely excited that you're here for political conversations that are simple, truthful and biased, with Herman Manyora putting them across in a hard-hitting way. How are you doing, sir?
Good.
The new hustler in town. I was just talking to you about how people are making businesses in the country, left, right and center. Scandals in Kemsa. Are you part of those people?
How? I'm a village boy from Luombei. I've never handled this. I just here. Ati mtu akweke milioni 10 hapa. Si mimi nasikiaga kusikia tu.
There's scandals after scandals and now we're talking about the president who's having a big headache. It's like every sector is failing him.
Yes, I'm sorry. You
forgot to turn off your phone. But every sector is failing him. You know, we're talking about Kemsa, we're talking about taxes, we're talking about the politics of Raila Odinga. What should he do and what is the state of the country, even as you answer that, when it comes to the governance side of President William Ruto?
I think the president is trying his best. There are many challenges. Unfortunately, some of the problems he's facing are what Waswahili wanaita msiba wa kujitakia. There are some things the president should not bring on the table. You be a little more careful, like the politics. You leave Raila alone. You do your own things. Don't keep referring to this, oh, we beat you, you know. But other challenges are real, and you can't run away from them.
If you look at first, let's just talk about the cost of living and talk about fuel first. Let's just start with that. Why not try to lower the cost of fuel by subsidies or even reducing the taxes? Why not do that just for starters, so that we can say at least he's doing something?
I think there's a levy the president has removed on fuel. I think road maintenance levy, one of those.
Yes.
I don't know the significance. I don't remember the percentages. But that's the direction to go. The direction of lowering taxes, lowering levies on petroleum products and on electricity is the direction the president should take. So that where he gets stuck, people can see. So this guy tried so much, but this is how far he has gotten. Now we can understand. But he must make an attempt to show the country that he's trying to pull down the cost of living.
But does it make sense if you remove a levy but then double the VAT? Does it make sense?
See, now this is where I don't quite understand. And I think this is where our partners sometimes can lead you astray. So I would advise the president to weigh carefully the benefits of listening to IMF, World Bank, vis-a-vis economic stability, social economic stability in the country and the political stability especially. You need to weigh those two. Sometimes you need to sit down with them and look them in the eye and tell them, he itatupeleka mahali mbaya. This VAT, let's spend it for today. But I understand the pressure, because if you want somebody to help you, okay, he can't just help you. Some of these institutions are using taxpayers' money, some of these countries. And these are World Bank and IMF, these are very formal institutions. They can't just give you money if they look the conditions are bad. Then you don't need our money. If you need our money, we suggest 1, 2, 3. So you must find a way of navigating through that.
We also talk about now the cost of living. When you look at the price of unga, it was supposed to reduce. Raila was actually saying when they're going to talk, it needs to go to 100 shillings. Still at 200 shillings. Why do you think it's also difficult to deal with that?
You know what? Sometimes we can talk politics, but sometimes if you sit down quietly on your own or in your bedroom, looking at what Ruto is facing, you can sympathize sometimes. Just what can you do to lower the cost of unga? From a very practical perspective, there's very little leg room, maneuver room. You know, you must understand. Now, what makes it even more difficult for the president, he has already pronounced himself on the easiest known route, which is subsidy. Again, he says, no, remember, I've always said I don't support subsidies myself. But I know that's almost the only thing you can do in these circumstances to bring down the cost of unga. But he has already said no. Remember, there's an element of other people, other players. He can't just be saying that on his own. There must be other players that tell you, we cannot help you to navigate through these challenges unless you also show us some effort. Raise some tax. This 8% is an anomaly.
Yeah.
Let it be like all other VAT, 16%. Then you'll get 50 billion there. Then subsidies, we cannot be helping you and you are subsidizing.
So are you basically saying that he should speak like Uhuru and say there's nothing I can do about it? Is this the situation where he is at?
I think the president has a way of wriggling through, which is he's working on production. But you see, even then, there are challenges. So he should be prepared for the challenges. But I do understand this is not a small matter. We can talk politics and say, unga mia moja.
Yeah.
But even those saying unga mia moja, if you put them in State House, they will not get it there.
Speaking about Raila.
I'm saying anybody, I didn't say Raila. I just say anybody. It's easier to say unga mia moja. But if you are put in State House, you are the president now. Where can 90 to 1? Well, you may not put it 140 even.
The only solution is subsidy.
Because even if you subsidize, you can't subsidize unga from 200 to 100. No, it's not possible. The mistake we made, and this we shall blame both the Uhuru government and the Ruto government, was to play business when there was still maize on the international market. We should not have allowed businessmen to let their greed ruin the prospects of us lowering the cost of food.
Should we?
Because the way you issue those permits, they were doing the way they have been doing it over the years. Where they issue you a permit to import so much maize duty-free, they issue me, they issue him. Now we look for people to sell.
Oh.
Now you go to a mill and be like, oh, ungeleta mahindi hakuna, shika hii leta. Give me 100 million. Like Kiboro put it very easy. Say, yeah. They gave me a permit. I gave some miller. He gave me 100 million. Who would refuse money? They should not have played that way. If they had not gone that directly, if they had worked with the millers directly, from the first instance, the millers would have wangewahi. Unajua kuwahi? Wangewahi mahindi on the international market. They would have found maize still in stock on the international market. And the prices would be lower now. As it is now, unless you are talking of GMO, you cannot lower maize flour to 100.
That's the direction I wanted to take. Should we now, if things are so bad, should we consider GMO as a country? For the people that don't want it, let them not eat GMO, but those that do and can...
You know, I would have no problem with GMO. I would have no problem. You see, like in America, when you go to the supermarket, you have a very clear choice. Hii ni GMO. Utaka kumea matiti, chukua hii bila Raila atasema. Hii si GMO. So, now the problem with Africa, especially Kenya, are you sure that can work? Si watu wanachanganya tu hiyo unga. Let's say somebody is selling about 1 million packets of maize flour. He will only label 100,000 packets GMO. The rest he will not label. That's now where the danger is. Like when you are talking about marijuana, legalizing marijuana. You see where marijuana is legalized, it's not hii bangi ya kawaida. Kuna bangi ina dawa ndani yake. And then it is grown in specific zones like in Zimbabwe. Hapa kila mtu atapanda nyuma ya ndizi, waluya kwa mandizi hapo wataweka. So you see, those are the challenges. But that is why we are going to have a problem with food in this country. But the rains are saving us. I think the next 4 months, if we can manage. So I think the focus should be on future. How do we manage food security in this country? But to try and talk about 100, nobody will give you unga mia moja. Hakuna.
Let's talk
nobody will. Let's just agree.
If you're called by the president and because you're saying things are so bad,
yes.
If you're called by him and he asks you, what should I do now? Because I'm dealing with this opposition, I'm dealing with people criticizing the people I'm giving jobs, the cost of living, taxation. Where should he start?
It's not a simple matter. It depends on where the maize is. Who has the maize? If the government could access the maize, there is one way of reducing the cost of living is to give people the maize directly and mill using small millers, small village millers, and remove some of the restrictions they have. If government were to remove restrictions on milling, it will be a business many people will do. You know, today if you want to mill, the number of requirements they'll just knock you out.
Okay.
You take, they say it's not fortified. Ujaweka minerals. Lakini ugali muluyo anakula tu ugali direct. So some of these measures can ease, and even they're even long term, because then you talk of value addition. Even the farmers in Trans Nzoia, in Uasin Gishu, Nandi, Kakamega, Bungoma, They will be able to do their own milling. But now when you start milling to sell to the people, the government will descend on you.
Do you think there is a need for restructuring the government? Do you think there is that need? Because people are criticizing the people Ruto has given
of course,
jobs. Now Rashid Achesa has been given a job.
My
you
good
know
friend
the
of mine,
scandals
I've just called him to say congratulations.
You know the scandals that he had before.
Yes.
Is there a need for restructuring the government so that at least things can work?
You know, we live in a country where to get a clean man, you really have to work. Utazunguka utapata Manyora peke yake. Na wengine wawili watatu. Everybody is dirty. And I'm not saying I'm clean because I'm an entirely good person genetically. It's not in my DNA. Maybe I've never had the chance. So the people who have had the chance have all stolen. And they're all dirty. To get a person in this country who is not dirty is very difficult. So I think the better way would not be to unduly bother about that thing. Let's start with merit. Let's start with people with the capacity to help government run. Later, as you know, this is like getting a crook who is smart. You know he's a thief, but he's smart. You want to benefit from his smartness. Later, when things are moving, we can now begin to go to the second tier, which is now among these smart people. Whom can we kick out because they are dirty, they are thieves? But to get the economy moving, to get the government moving, I think you need to look for people capable. You may need to close one eye.
Everybody's a crook, but
close one eye so that the country starts to move. The country is not moving. The country will have to move. And the president will need to restructure his government. I think so. This is free advice from a man who loves this country. You see the challenges you are now facing?
Yes.
Look at the health ministry. Do you think Nakumicha looks like he can run that ministry? She's a lawyer like me. But certainly, when you just even look at her, she cannot. Yeah. They will need somebody there who will help the president transform the health sector. Look at agriculture. It's unfortunate. All these are my friends. You need a person who can help the president to transform agriculture, because agriculture is the center of the president's plan. But you need somebody at the top.
C.S. Linturi can't do it.
No, he cannot do it. He's a good man. He can be given another job, but not that one. So the president might need to restructure his government, look for men and women with the capacity to help move the country forward. We may allow him to hire a few crooks. Because
for the sake of running the country.
Yeah, so that the things can start moving. But things are not moving. If people don't listen to me, they think I hate anybody. I'm just telling them that the things are not moving. And we are stretching our luck too far. Because nobody knows what is coming from the international stage. Unaweza kuamka leo na kukuta mafuta imeongezeka, forcing the price, pump price here to be 250 shillings. Something over which you have no control. You can wake up and find the dollar is doing 200 shillings, over which you have no control. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying.
I'm getting it.
You see the way sugar has moved?
Yeah.
Double, almost 50% extra. Sukari ya shilingi 200 na imefika 300, now it is 400 plus. Since some of these things you may have no control over, please begin working on that over which you have control. And the beginning point is to assemble a team of men and women, if you are the president, who you can count on to assist you. They can think, they have the capacity, they can see. But if the people you have are people, or the only thing they can see are business opportunities, how to make money, not even to earn, to make money, to cut deals, you may not go far.
Stretching our luck. Thank you so much for tuning in to a political conversation. We do appreciate you. For people that continue supporting us via M-Pesa, we don't take it for granted. Have yourself a lovely rest of your day.